Boom, new logo. So what's up with the new logo?
That's the new John Swan logo. My boy Tim Waves, shout out to Tim Waves from, I think, Brazil. Instagram dude designed it for me. I've been trying to get a new logo for a while. Trying to hit my friends up to do it. And you know how friends are, like, you know, they'll help but then they help on their own timeline. And when you pay people, they help faster. And that's what happens. So I just hit him off, and he blessed me with the new retro synthwave John Swan logo.
Word. So tell me about DMC this year. So you placed third, I think, in New York?
No, I think I might have placed like, I don't know, fourth or fifth. I didn't place top three.
Oh, wow.
Which is the travesty, which is crazy. Some other people placed top. Like some girl won who takes DJ lessons from this dude RAEDAWN, who ended up winning the U.S. finals. Some teacher student shit, like she probably got her routine taught to her.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the nature of the beast these days, and that's who won. And I didn't win that battle for whatever reason, but then I went and ended up taking fifth in the world. So
that's sick. That's sick. So fifth in the world on what battle?
In DMC.
Dope.
Online battle.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That's so dope. Wow. So we'll put like a link to that.
Yeah, we put a link
dope.
to my routine on there. That was really dope. I think it also has to do with like, I was more comfortable being able to use my mixer in the online battle this E2 because one of the weird rules of DMC US is like you can only use rain mixers.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that.
Whereas like the past couple world champions have been from Japan, and they've used Traktor mixers.
Wow, interesting.
DJ Spell who got second.
Yeah. Australia. New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah, he uses like a S9.
Wow.
But like Rain has some weird thing going on where you just can't use other mixers, which I think is crazy because it's like you can't use. Originally, it was because like there's too many people trying to switch out mixers, but Rain doesn't provide all the mixers that they have for you to use. So if somebody were to bring in a fucking Rain rotary mixer or like a TM57, they'd allow them to switch that mixer out.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's kind of strange. Interesting.
So yeah, I made my routine. Not to say like my routine didn't come off as well as I'd like to. I still came off really well at DMC, and I think I still won New York, and I think a lot of other people do too. But that said, like I think it could have been even tighter had I not tried to like go into Scratch Academy for like the week and a half, almost every day leading up to DMC to translate my routine from using to have my cue points over here and here to a Rain's inferior mixer, Rain 62, which is a totally different setup. So
yeah,
you know, it's what it is.
Because I feel with battles too, I think that sometimes just judges kind of sometimes discriminate even just how people look, because like people I feel like in their mind they have a certain look of how of what people think a DJ is supposed to look like you know what I'm saying? Like I
think they think DJs are supposed to look like a lot more like fucking nerds than I do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
I think I look too cool for these cats.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
frumpy clown DJs in the back.
Exactly.
Respect to the guys who I like and disrespect to the guys who know I don't. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care because it's like DJs used to look cool or used to be cool while having skills. Like Clever was dope.
Exactly.
Was dope.
Right.
Craze was dope.
Exactly.
Q-Bert and Mixmaster Mike, all them bugging out in the early 90s. Rock Raider was dope. So I don't know what changed where people have to look like dweebs when they DJ. DJs used to be cool, but...
And speaking of that...
Or children.
Exactly, the kid thing. So, there's been a lot of younger, under 18 winners. We got the cat, what's his, Reina in Japan, and
K-Swiss.
K-Swiss, New Zealand, and the two women from here. What's her name?
Well, let's see. I think Pearlie's a woman.
Pearlie.
She wasn't under 18.
Oh, she wasn't. Oh, okay.
12's a guy from here was under 18.
Oh, okay. But there was a woman who was.
Cool Flash. She is under 18. She won the New York Regional.
Oh, okay. She won the New York Regional.
She's a cool kid. She had some skills and it's this and that. So no disrespect to something like that. I mean, she's a kid learning and getting taught routines by somebody, which is fine. We all have our teachers. But as far as like, creating original routines, she's gonna learn and get better just as I did when I got better. I mean, I used to learn from videotapes when I was younger, and I would do like kind of in the privacy of my home. I would do routines that I learned from other people there. Down. But I guess now people are getting taught routines from teachers and doing them at DMC.
Exactly.
And it's the sign of the times.
So, how do you feel about, because I feel I've been robbed before. Like, I think I was just in a battle, what do you call it? Had a battle, DJ Hypnotize. Shout out to DJ Hypnotize. He's got a scratch society, and he had a scratch battle. And I didn't even place. I felt like I was robbed. I feel like I should have at least placed. And I feel that, there's a lot of subjectivity within the battle world, and that's one of the reasons why I'm starting my own battle is to try to eliminate some of the subjectivity, if not be able to totally eliminate the subjectivity. Like imagine if a juggle chart was like, oh, they did a triple 3D. Oh, they did a this, that. Oh, they did the DJ scratch pattern. They did that, and they within the scratches they did that. When people could see what really happened and can see the judge's rationale versus like, oh, I thought it was dope. I thought he was doper than her or she was doper than him, because dope is kind of subjective. Especially when you're getting really technical. Because it's like b-boys and all those battles, they're really technical. They're not just like, oh, it was dope.
That's the inverse right there.
Yeah,
I think you saying something is just dope is fine.
Yeah,
without giving a reason.
Yeah,
that's the inverse right there. It's like, I don't give a fuck how technical a guy is if he's looking down the whole time and looking sad and doesn't and was maybe even unoriginal.
Yeah, like showmanship as a criteria. Showmanship.
Not even just showmanship. Like look like make it look easy, make it look like be technical, but also make it look good. But like even with b-boys, you can't just like. I know a lot of b-boy. I come from a b-boy like background.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Where they judged b-boy battles on just like he was better than you. So it was dope. I'm just feeling it better. Oh, what did he do? Oh, I did a flare and I did a.
Yeah.
It ain't about all that.
He's a better dancer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a better dancer overall. And so, as far as DJing goes too, it's like I think there was an interview like it almost sounds like you're talking about transcribing the routine to like to use that as a to figure out like what this person did that was better than them, which doesn't necessarily work too. I was like listening to an interview with like Neil deGrasse Tyson, where the guy's like, oh, he's talking to some dude and he's like, oh, well, you know what? We're gonna get a transcript so we can go back over what you said and we can really remember this conversation. He's like, well, why do you need a transcript? He's like, oh, just so we know exactly what you said. He's like, well, you get a transcript. It's like you're missing my tone,
exactly,
tone of voice, how I'm saying things, all the inflection. It's like there's a lot of different things that go through communicating aside from just this text.
Exactly.
So he's like, oh, but we just really want to know. He's like, well, you're recording this, right? So why don't you just watch this video back? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, but I think it applies to that too. There's a lot more to it than just like, I mean, I think. Yeah, cleanliness is one thing, but just let me more than like, oh, he performed these techniques in this order or like this, and but he didn't scratch, and this guy did all like. There's a lot more to it than just that, and there's also a lot more to it than, just getting taught a routine by somebody else.
Because what's interesting too is that it's interesting that you mentioned the like you being a dancer and the I guess the Rocksteady has a yearly battle. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rocksteady has a battle where they're just like, hey, this is all about dancing and how well you can dance, not about power moves. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a differentiation between power moves and like funk as in like how dope you are. But a lot, if you go to like a Seattle or West Coast battle, and it's they might be on some like, hey, you got to have the funk too. But a lot of times, West Coast dancers are more known for being focused mostly on power moves, whereas the East Coast dancers, you don't. I mean, they do the power moves, but usually when you see like somebody just doing continuous power move from power move to this and that, and you see all those new battles that you see, people are dancing, but the dancing is just more like a filler in there. Like, hey, I can dance too.
Like I covered this base.
Exactly. Yeah. And it kind of feels like the same like that now, but it's like DMC is only juggling, and then it's like a little dance scratch in between or something. Because I've never seen like really good scratchers place high in DMC. It seems like it's a juggling competition.
Well, I mean, I guess so, but like I mean, Vajra always placed high.
Oh, okay.
DJ Ace won in like Seattle like years ago, and he was just mainly scratcher. Tito knows how to scratch. He plays really high back in the day.
Okay.
Well, like these days, like I don't know. It's like I feel like I don't think it's even either one or the other now. It's like I think routines are too produced, and you can't even tell if people are juggling anyway. So I don't think it's juggling. It's who can produce a better routine of placing high. It's not about juggling. It's not about scratching.
Really?
It's who can line up their records and make it seem like they're doing more.
So does it almost seem like it's DMC is kind of drifting closer towards 3-style? Because that's what 3-style to me feels like. What it's like.
I think it's 6-minute 3-style sets. A lot of people are doing.
Because that almost seems like the that is that Red Bull that does that? Who does it? The 3-style.
And you know what? And the thing is, it's Red Bull. The thing is, like, it's funny because I can't even say DMC because I won't put it on DMC. I've had good times with DMC. I'll put it on the DJs themselves. Like, the DMC promotion does not tell them what to do.
Exactly.
But they're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's to their detriment. Like they're none of them are. Most of them are not original.
Yeah, because I don't even look at 3-style. Like to me, it's just like, hey, that's cool. Party rock is cool. I like party rock, but
they look at Instagram.
I never even
they look at
check
3-style,
for it.
They look at Instagram. They see what other DJs are doing, and that's why they keep, well, at least the U.S. DJs, and that's why they keep getting smoked in the fucking world, like the past 3 years.
Exactly right. U.S. We can't win. We can't win.
We haven't won in a while.
We can't win. So why can't we win? We got a lot of good DJs here.
Hey, maybe you open it up to some other. There's a lot of other DJs, and myself included, out there who aren't handcuffed by the rain rule, and maybe we'll have some more competition, but we'll be more competitive. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how Homeboy does in the roads this year. Good luck to him. But whatever, I don't know who he is. He's just some teacher. I don't give a fuck about that guy. Only concern I care about is good luck to Toltec. That's my dude from Chicago. He's dope. So hope he smokes people in Supremacy, but anyone else, they can just fail.
Right. Yeah, it's a really interesting thing because, and you were just talking about techniques. You're saying that you feel that, like, when you see somebody juggle, can you tell, like, hey, do you feel like, hey, this person's been juggling for, 10 months?
And that's
versus
a weird thing.
This person's been juggling for 5 years. Like, can you tell the difference?
Well, I can tell the difference. So maybe not to that specific, but most of the people you see juggling, I can tell. I know them from I've been battling since 2001,
exactly,
so I know what they've been doing. Or I know what their learning process is. Like, they're like, oh, I see people doing routines like this, so this is how we're doing a routine. You know what? If anything, I know that they didn't spend hours alone working on shit like me and some other DJs have. I know that they've been in a classroom. They've been in with all due respect, a scratch academy, a beat refinery, a beat junkie sound, whatever. Like, or I don't want to say beat junkie sound because I'm on the East Coast. I don't know too much what they do over there.
Yeah, they just started that. Yeah, the sound's a cool thing.
I won't even say that, but like, and Melody has the fire video. So. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't care. You guys can do what you want, but like, the cool thing about it is though, it's like I feel like I'm talking a lot of shit because I am. And usually when people talk a lot of shit, they'll say, oh, well, why don't you battle? Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you change everything? Like,
exactly. Well, yeah, you are battling.
Battle.
Exactly.
I am the 5th best in the world.
Exactly.
And, and I'm easy to find, and anything I say now, I'll say to you at battles or at what's the thing? Or at table turns or whatever.
Right.
I don't say this stuff on the internet. I'm saying this stuff in this video now, but for those who know me, I will say this to you anywhere. I will say this to you in person, and I'm always ready to battle.
Dope. So, we were just... Right? Right. Exactly, yeah, like all these different mixtures, it can like mess things up.
People say, like, yeah, it's like, they're like, oh, well, Rain is this mixer or that mixer. I was like, but dude, it's like, it's people, some people would say to me, oh, well, it's the skills that make the DJ, not the mixer, it's the skills that win the battle. Yes, it is the skills, but you have certain tools that facilitate your skills. Exactly. Okay, so the skills make the DJ, then let's just go back to belt drive turntables. Oh,
exactly. It's all about skills, yeah.
Oh, let's just go back to all vinyl. It's all about skills.
Exactly.
You know, there's technological tools in place that allow DJs to be more successful, and especially a Traktor user when it comes to battling.
Exactly.
For me, it is an anti-Traktor user rule.
Wow.
I think to only allow Rain mixers.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yeah. That might be.
So people who use Serato can have a mixer with
being a monopoly
on it, and a person who has Traktor has to use a Traktor box or something. DJ Craze is sponsored by Traktor. The most accomplished, arguably the most accomplished battle DJ of all time. Shifty, another very accomplished, is a Traktor user. There's Traktor users out here who are coming up with some shit, but in the U.S. they're not allowed to get down.
But why do you think, so you mentioned craze, why do you think that people aren't using two different sounds as much? Because you know how craze was, you know, one of the really cool things that he did was being able to be like, yo, dropping this sound and then dropping this other sound and mixing two totally different sounds together in a juggle versus like, hey, I've got the same record and I got doubles the standard.
That's easy because now they're worked on key tone play with cue buttons and stuff. Now you don't need two different completely. I mean, they're not digging. They're not looking for records. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. They're not looking for records. They're producing their own records and they're following. And in that day, he was creating new stuff. This day, they're following the influence of everything they see already.
Exactly. Yeah.
Craze was out there like coming with new shit.
Yeah, people were making new genres, new sounds. Like, oh, it sounds like because like that was before dubstep, and that sounded like dubstep. Yeah, like to me, all the to me turntablists created all the proto dubstep stuff, like all the battle records in the 90s, but then all the stuff that happened in the late 90s, all that craze kind of sound where he's adding the jungle stuff into the down tempo hip hop with the bass lines and all that. That's like dubstep, basically.
There's a lack of a push or a need of people to be independently creative because there's so much oversaturation between like, whatever, all the big corporate battles and
I totally agree.
And like Instagram, which I love to death, but still it's like it's just like you see this and you want to do what other people are doing as opposed to being shut off from the world in your fucking basement.
Do you think a lot of the DJs are doing both, like DMC and 3-style?
I don't care. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what the other DJs are.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like when I see 3-style, it just makes me like, okay, that's cool for people that it just kind of makes me laugh. I don't know. But
Goldie Awards is a dope battle.
I saw Vec had some cool like guitar he was using out there. He was like doing scratch guitar.
It was cool.
It was
cool. It was mildly innovative. I mean, I've hooked up a mini turntable to a wireless thing before too.
Are you going to compete in it?
Oh yeah,
that's dope. Yeah,
because the thing is, like, Vec was dope, innovative. John Bezos, a lot of people were. He didn't make it past the next round to the top two.
Who won?
Miles Medina, fresh guy who was all around.
He was
dope.
sick. He was really sick. Oh, okay.
All around dope from Cali, and DJ U2 from Japan, who won DMC I think the year before. He had second place, and those were both.
Wow. Okay.
Place. So and Vex too. Like, what is he like? 7-time world champ or something?
Okay.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, within a DMC setting or IDA setting, and there's more this party atmosphere battle that Goldie Awards created. He didn't shine in that, and a DJ like him wouldn't.
Why do you think Canada has been so strong? Traditionally, it's like their population is nowhere near the U.S.'s population, but they've had a lot of good turntablists over the years.
Because they have to fight. Because I know a real good answer for this question. Because they have to. Because they're not oversaturated by probably yes men and stuff all around them. Me coming from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, like there weren't that many DJs around, but like I was able to come up through the ranks because I had to push myself because no one else gave a really fuck about us. And just like my boy Kid Cut Up on tour with Pink now makes a lot of remixes and stuff for DJ City. Like he was the same way. These smaller places that are not like breed more concentrated talent, I believe. So I remember once when I want to say like 2006, I was in I went to I think Out for Fame or something, a B-boy battle with Motion Disorders in San Francisco. I had some records with me just because I had some records with me. We were staying with my sister's friends at like 26 and Mission, and they're like, "Oh, you want to go to this house party?" I was like, "Oh, cool, we'll go to this house party." They said there's going to be a DJ there. I bought a handful of records. I put it down. I killed it. And it was like, "Oh, where do you DJ at around here? Where do you DJ?" I'm like, I never heard DJs like this. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? There's dope DJs like this. All the DJs I know from San Francisco are dope. What are you talking about it? Like, you don't just see these guys all the time, and they're like, no, we don't. And then it made me realize, like, San Francisco or the Bay Area being a larger area, you need a DJ for every spot on every corner.
Exactly. So there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many. So you're not I've seen the dope DJs because I seek them out. Whereas a place like Milwaukee, where I come from, there's only a handful of spots, so the DJs there have to be dope, and or else you don't get put on. And that kind of made me realize it's like that's what it. I mean, I think that's maybe one of the situations with Canada stuff. It's like you don't have you have to be great at or what you do, or to stand out of the pack, or
exactly.
Or
so
someone else.
I have another question. So What do you think about this? We had some footage I got erased before by accident. Do you think that kids' hands or smaller people can move faster as far as like juggling, or like this is a funny question, but because I believe the turntablist, her name's Akira, she did a study of can smaller, like, do 7 inches move faster than 12 inches?
I mean, technically,
like for scratching,
I mean, technically, don't like your fucking record.
Right, it's like less arc length to move over time.
Anything,
so if somebody
does it move faster? Because I mean, technically, if you have a tinier hand, doesn't it take your hand? Handle for juggling, traveling a further distance.
Like the degrees isn't faster. The degrees is the same. But the arc length, like if you're scratching on a 12-inch and it's all the way on the outside of the record, you got to move your hand a farther distance than if you're scratching. That's why I don't like I feel like portables are limiting to me because it's like you don't have as much range. Like I can't scratch within 8 inches. I can only scratch within 4 inches, basically.
It's like, but you learn how to scratch smaller. But yeah,
exactly.
Portables are limiting, but no more than a full-size turntable is limiting, as in I can't take this anywhere and scratch.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to bring these everywhere, so I feel like portables are great. It's like it's just as limiting as like it's physically limiting, like because you can't do this scratch, but this is physical limiting because like how many times I want to go scratch like growing up when we go to b-boy battles and stuff, how like all my brothers can just or MCs can rap anywhere, graffiti writers can just write anywhere.
That's a good example though.
But DJ, we can't just do anything.
Exactly, that's a good example. You mentioned the b-boy thing because, like, let's say little kids when they're younger and they're limber and they can like do some tricks, and then by the time they hit puberty, and then it's like the muscles they start getting heavier, get more weight. Then sometimes they can't do all those things that they could. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like gymnastics or something where it's like they could do a triple backflip, this and that, and then it's like they hit puberty. They couldn't do all those tricks. Like, so do you think that Reina will be able to be that fast when he's like 40?
And if he's not, he'll be different.
Like, you think he'll be? Yeah, of course he'll still be dope. But I mean, you think he'll still be as fast?
Well, the thing is, too, I know whether it's teaching or boxing or whatever, people say speed kills. Like that's what you go like if you're fast. Like, But like. I think you just go with the flow. It's like your body can do it, your body can't do it. Like I think I remember even hearing an interview with Vajra, I think before he won the World Championship in 2011, about him saying like there was a certain scratch he couldn't do because he fucked up his arm or something. So he had it was physically taxing on him. So he had to learn to do it with like his finger or his hand. Like to do the scratch with a different technique because it physically. I mean, he was like. It was just physically taxing on him to do it this way because this is a physical thing. So he had to learn how to do a different motion for it. So I think that's the thing we do. We find ways around if that's what.
Do you think that judges are? Do you think that judges are giving? Because I just wanted to stay in the prodigy topic. So just for this interview, do you think that the judges are giving kids a little bit more of a extra like hey, this kid, let's give them an extra point or two. Because they're really young and they're trying hard.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Or do you think that they're being judged 100% equally?
I like to think the judges are more equal than that. I respect some of the judges more than enough to be like, they're not just doing that. I don't give the. I don't think I give the crowd equally that much respect. I think a lot of the crowd will be like, because I've been in the crowd when I've seen a kid and I go. Okay.
Right,
And judges judge off crowd responses.
Okay, so crowd.
So
exactly.
There it goes. It's supposed to be. I don't care. Once again, like I said, it's like they're kids. I'm not going to hate on kids. I understand that they have a failed DJ father or mother behind them, who's like trying to live vicariously through them, and that's not their fault. They're no worse. They're no better than stage moms who are failed, or stage dads who are failed actors and failed football player dads who want to live vicariously through their children.
Exactly.
Or failed football player moms for them, and they want to live vicariously through their children. It doesn't matter. There's stage parents, and maybe one day the kid will stop DJing and rebel against their parent. And I don't know.
Exactly. Or we get to the point where a former DMC winner is cultivating their kid and trying to like, I got to 8th place, but you're gonna make it. You're gonna first, Or maybe a project like Serena and Venus, where just one parent just creates like some DMC winners that nobody can stop, or whatever like that.
Let them come.
That's dope. That's dope.
I hope that happens. I mean, because I'll just keep creating what I'm creating, so I don't care. Dope. It's like...
Dope. So are you preparing for next year? Because I saw a post by Christy Z, and she's like, hey, DJs, you guys got to be preparing the year before, not 3 weeks before. What kind of regimen do you do as far as, because I remember the one time I did go into DMC, like 2003, I might have been practicing for a couple of months. I mean, stuff I was always practicing on, but, maybe I only got real serious like 3 months before, 3 months. Because I'm so last minute, I'm always like, but what about you? Like, what's your regiment? Like, as far as, are you preparing for next year?
I don't prepare for DMC. I prepare for just routines. And just,
okay, yeah. Just always having dope routines,
yeah,
new
like
stuff.
I like making new routines. I like making things that, I prepare for DJing out for my break fresh nights to do, do new routines there. Mm-hmm. I prepare new routines just because I like to make routines. So I'm not preparing for... So, in that sense, I've never prepared for DMC aside from, getting it down to a certain time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To fit in, or I'll start preparing for DMC when I need to go learn how to do my routines on a rain mixer. You know what I'm saying? But my life isn't about preparing for DMC. I make routines. DMC comes when it comes, and I edit my routines down to fit it, and maybe throw in a couple disses about how some of the other DJs are.
Do you ever do the other battles where these random things where it'll be have you ever done a car show one or things like that?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah. It seems like those are kind of disappearing now.
Yeah, I've got I've done in the Midwest in Chicago. I've done car show battles. I've done fest, summer fest.
What about IDA?
I don't even know how the fuck they do that in the U.S. I don't think they do it in the U.S. I think you have to get invited or something. Last year they just added the scratch one. I don't know about the other ones. Not advancement or. I scratch well, but I'm not in any way, form, or fashion a dude who's gonna go beat IQ or or any of those high level scratchers. That's just not what I do.
Yeah.
But the other categories, it's I think you got to get invited and stuff.
So, okay, it's an invite. I didn't realize that.
I DM them on Instagram or Facebook to no avail. So
oh wow,
IDA.
Yeah, and that happened to me too. I texted IDA. I was like, hey, when's the IDA? I wanted to submit for the scratch battle last year, and I sent them a text sent them a message hey, when's the battle? They never got back to me, and the battle ended up being a week after that. And I missed it because I was looking. I was really checking for it.
I guess.
No. This is the U.S. So basically, they were the battle was very, very soon after I posted that, and they make it really murky. They don't post it out there hey, the USA IDA is gonna scratch IDA is happening on November 13th. They might just tell everybody a little bit before. Maybe they just don't want as many applicants. I think that might be what it is. They're trying to keep it on the low.
Yeah.
Because they figure if we keep it on the low and just tell people 5 days before, then we're only gonna have 100 applicants versus 300 applicants. Because I think that some of these videos too, with the online stuff, sometimes I think they're having to go through all these videos, and sometimes it's I never heard of these guys. I'm not even gonna look at their stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I feel like I've been robbed in some battles, but I'm gonna keep competing. I'm gonna keep working my hardest and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep competing. You know what? I'm gonna keep competing. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. And I'll tell you this, honestly, one of the I've gone through on and off stages of competing. I competed a lot in the early 2000s. In mid 2000s. And then I stopped from 2005, 2007 or something to before I moved to New York. But then I competed in New York in 2008 when I moved here. I did really well and got vice champion in a couple different battles. But there's things that are influence. So it's recently I think one of the things that kind of re-sparked. Well, I want to say 2 years ago I started getting messages on Facebook and through email from DJ Fumi, who just won the Japan DMC.
Oh wow!
And asking me the name of my routines and shit.
Oh, dope! That's cool.
Yeah, and I was just all right, cool. So here's the name of my routines. Here's the song I use in this routine. Routines from 2008 or even something earlier than that, 2003. And then I got another message from him a couple months later, and then he's asking me the name of another routine. And I'm just oh, these are really dope routines. And me seeing I'm wait a second, is this dude who's DMC Japan champ? I think he got second place in the online world finals. We're making all this sort of noise. I'm like, is he just like taking my old shit
and doing it?
Doing it? Which I would ask him. I said, yo, so did you ever use any of this? He's like, oh, I guess he used some of my shit in the prelims and stuff, in some of the battles, which
wow, interesting.
I didn't see any.
So he used your vinyl and he used the techniques that you're doing.
Yeah, vinyl. Yeah,
you know, because it's one thing to be like, hey, we both use that same song.
No, he used
like Criminology. I used Criminology way back in the day. I swear it was before Rob Swift and them were messing with Criminology. I was messing with Criminology and like I was in this Gemini battle with Cutting Candy and all these people at like Wetlands or something in like, you know, like 2000 or something, or 2001, 99, or who knows, 98, I can't even remember, way back.
Yeah, so it got me wondering. It's like, he asked me my Dizzy Rascal routine. He asked me what record I was using for that. He asked me about my Chicago 25 or 64 routine. 64 is what I was using for that. And he asked me about my Jam On It, like Most Def routine. And that's the only one I've actually found online of him doing it in the IDA battle. Like, he uses a couple of my first opening patterns, but he flips it at the end.
Oh, he makes it different?
And he flips it at the end to do some of them. But still, it's like, you literally weird. Asked me.
Exactly. And that's it's one thing if he saw it on a video and he just copied, like, hey, I saw Rock Raider, you know, flip Good Times, and I'm going to get Good Times too, but to be like, hey, send somebody a message, that's kind of...
Yeah, and it's like, the crazy thing is, like, I got the messages, and like, so that was like, that kind of put a fire under me, like, well, fuck this, if this guy's going to be doing well with my routines, let me start just using my routines again, like, do my other shit that I've been working on, because I'm like, fuck you, you're not going to get shine from my routines. And the fucked up thing about it is he's really cool about it. It's not like, I'm reluctant to call him a biter. But he is. Because he was just like all about like really appreciative. All about like really friendly about it, which is weird. So I have mixed feelings about it.
So you know what's interesting? I don't know if you heard of Anthony Braxton. He has a son named Ty Braxton that makes really cool music with like pedals and stuff. He was in that group Battles on Warp Records. That was but his father, Anthony Braxton, actually won the MacArthur grant. You know, like that $250,000 Genius Award. It's probably more money now, but back then it was probably like that. And you know, he was like writing compositions for like routine, like for compositions on different planets and space and all this other stuff. And he's like a jazz saxophonist, and he majored in philosophy and wrote some cool books and stuff, but he came up with this idea that there's three basic types of music. The first is the reformist. The reformists create a totally new sound and usually they don't get paid. So then the stylists come in and they take that, you know, like somebody like Madlib or something is a good example. Like maybe a reformist might be like Said G or something, you know, where it's like he's the first one sampling. You know, Said G was the first to use a sampler, and he taught all these other people, taught Marley Marl, taught all these people how to sample. And, you know, he said he didn't get paid as much as, you know, a lot, you know, people today that are getting millions of dollars. So you could say he's a reformist, and then the stylist comes in and builds off of that, gets paid off of it, and then the classicists come in and build off the stylist and just keep repeating whatever the stylists do forever. So, you know, you could say that that DJ that came to you from Japan, he's a total classical. He's just looking at you as like, oh, look, that's a dope style that you created, and he's gonna take that and make it classical music. Basically, you know, so where it becomes like, you know, like where somebody's studying, like, hey, I want to be able to do that thing. But it would be cool if he gave some type of reference, like, hey, this is my first thing is going to be a John Swan rendition, because, you know, like if you see a jazz artist, they'll be like, hey, we're going to do A-Train to Harlem, A-Train, take the A-Train or whatever, you know. And everybody knows who made the A-Train song originally.
Yeah, you don't...
And they're going to do it, but they know that, hey, we're doing a rendition of A-Train, so it would be cool maybe if it was like, hey, I'm going to do a rendition of this,
like
this John Swan
DJ.
done.
Yeah, he's like a cover DJ or something, but it's like, I mean, I'm happy with giving people styles to run with. I mean, I've been doing it for a while.
Exactly.
It's like, sure, yeah.
Exactly. It'd be cool for you, though, is to make a video showing that.
That would be cool.
Because that's how I'm at these days. I'm like, all stuff biting. Anytime somebody bites, I'm like, yo, I document it. over documented.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Where you can be like, hey, look, show
the message,
exactly,
his routine, and my routine.
Exactly. And when you break it down, you stop and go back through it, and you know what I'm saying? You can even sample some clips from this if you want.
Just to be a hater.
Yeah.
If he wins the world finals, I'm doing it.
Oh, he's in the world right now. Oh wow.
He's in the world finals this year. Yeah. He won Japan World Finals. So
oh wow.
Just to be a hater because I'm going hate. Haters gonna hate.
Wow. So he beat the kid. He beat what's his name? Reina.
No. Reina's defending world champion.
So they're gonna battle each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So he didn't have to compete then. Okay, I forgot it. It's like a belt. Dope.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Sick. Well, yeah. Can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Then maybe nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe just this will happen, and now y'all know.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool, man.
All right.
Any shout outs?
Break Fresh NYC. Make sure you come out. We do Dirty Souls at Better Days. Me, Miles, Tito Dantana, Michael Schools, plus special guest. We also do Bob Bar. We also do Von Bar. But yeah, Break Fresh NYC. Follow me at John Swan Jovi, SwanJohnSwan.com, Swan Andes. Shout out to Ground Zero crew, Zoob, Motion Disorders back in Milwaukee. Let's go. You already know what it is.
Sick.